Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And as always, watch out for the people and or robots pretending to be me either here or on any other platform, because they do multiply quite quickly. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The cryptocurrency market is looking like it could continue to do extremely well. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but prices across the entire market are currently up right now. It says crypto market cap recovers $300 billion in 3 days, as Bitcoin has once again reached 39,000 US dollars. Depending on where you look, I've seen different metrics as to where exactly Bitcoin has to hit in order for us to kind of regain the previous momentum that we had before. We spoke yesterday about 38,000, which we have passed by. And now I'm seeing 30. If we can maintain 39,000, or if we hit, I believe, 40,500, that's kind of the real go-ahead as far as support levels that we continue breaking past, and therefore we will move up. Yes, it is very nice to see. Once again, this is, at the time of me making this video, but the market does look quite healthy. It says Litecoin price analysis, signs of a fresh increase above $200. Every single coin kind of looks like this right now. You can tell that they're all, as always, following Bitcoin's price, but it's still quite nice to see. We've been getting a large amount of information over the past couple of days that institutions have been buying the dip. Any dip that we have, any movement down in price, was accumulated by very wealthy individuals. I think the last time that we had this news, I think the number that we were given was 60 or 80,000 Bitcoin were accumulated over like the last drop, not the last dramatic drop, but anytime the prices moved down, there was a massive accumulation of Bitcoin. So I assume we're just experiencing that again, keeping in mind that nearly all of the shakeouts that we have in price were basically done to get the smaller and or weak hands out of the market. So if you held strong or just simply knew when to buy back in, congratulations, because I know it's not the easiest market to be in, if I'm completely honest. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum approach key breakout levels. Binance coin outperforms. I think it's up like a couple extra percent, but Binance coin, Bitcoin and Ethereum can be up by 5 or 7%, and Binance coin is for some reason up by 21% on the day. Sure, why not? It's just Binance coin. I just assume that it's going to continue acting in this way. Plan B is, of course, in the news because a lot of people have been asking, hey, we dropped in price. What's going on? Is everything okay? Will we ever recover? And Plan B has once again, I believe this is the 5th time that he has had to reiterate. He's like, yep, nothing really went wrong. He's like, there are going to be dips. There are going to be like major movements downward as we continue to try and move up. He said there's no way that we were ever going to see a straight shot up in price. You have to expect dips along the way, and he says that we are still on track for a $288,000 Bitcoin that he stated, I believe, last year should happen sometime this year, or I think the very beginning of January, depending on when you actually look at the little triangular square-shaped chart. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Of course, price predictions are also floating around as well. I'm going through these quite quickly because it's just a lot of euphoric. Our market's looking good, and therefore, everyone's kind of saying where they believe prices are going to be going next. Ethereum's price could hit $40,000 in the long run. This was said by the Winklevis. They believe that sometime this year, Ethereum will be between $5,000 and $10,000. I think $5,000 is a very low estimate. If we start getting any type of momentum, we have, it just turned June. If we have proper momentum, still by August, we're going to be above $5,000, because I think the previous high that we hit was it 4,600 or something like that? 5,000 is a given. I think it's just a matter of how high above $10,000 we could potentially go sometime this year. Once again, as every single day brings us closer to the deflationary upgrade. And I believe this also ties into it as well. Oh, yeah, slightly. It says retail Bitcoin investors, that's everyday normal people, retail, seem to be making the most of the buying opportunity that the recent dip has bought, as the number of whales holding wallets, holding a balance of 0.01 to a tenth of a Bitcoin, has reached a new all-time high. So everyone seems to be accumulating, especially everyday normal people. I hate saying the term retail because it has such like a negative connotation, like especially when you hear it on like finance news. It's like, well, retail investors aren't allowed to do this, or it's only institutions, and retail have been kicked out of the market. So I try to, but even all anyway. So the point is, it's nice to see that even the people who aren't the wealthiest are still trying to accumulate what they can. We've gone over the 0.01 Bitcoin. I've told all my friends this is not financial advice, but I've suggested heavily to all my friends, I'm like, please have at least 0.01 Bitcoin. I have a lot of friends who are trying to get into the cryptocurrency space or get back into it as the renewed interest has picked up. And they're asking me how much Doge they should buy, how much this shit they should buy. Should I try and buy 5,000 XRP? And I'm like, can you just do me a favor, and before anything else, make sure that you have the number one coin, because anyway. So the point is, that's all the price news. Prices are moving up. Things are looking pretty good. We'll see where the rest of the week takes us. We know that our market is incredibly unpredictable, as it is completely all over the place, regardless of what good news that we get. But yeah, things are looking green, at least for now. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, in probably one of the most popular news stories of the day, which is also quite ridiculous because it was clear that this was going to happen. Guggenheim Partner, a global investment and financial advisory firm, has filed with the SEC for a new investment fund called the Guggenheim Active Allocation Fund. The fund seeks to gain Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exposure via investment in different Bitcoin-based investment vehicles, as well as direct purchases. The filing with the SEC says the fund may seek investment exposure in cryptocurrencies, notably Bitcoin, often referred to as virtual currency or digital currency, though cash-settled derivatives investments such as cash-settled exchange-traded futures, or through investment vehicles that offer exposure to Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So the Guggenheim, I'm pretty sure this is the third time that we're hearing about Guggenheim getting into the cryptocurrency space. This is quite popular because whenever a very wealthy, massive, gigantic hedge fund gets into the space, everyone seems to completely lose their mind. I told you before, and I understand it's because that everyone doesn't watch my channel, but it's clear that these people have been into it for a while. SEC filings don't happen overnight. We've seen that before with ETFs. You normally, it takes a couple of months when you file something, which means that they've been probably, allegedly, I don't know, trying to do this since the beginning of the year, if not the end of last year. They finally got approval, and now they can finally do this. Every single major company, every single bank in some sort of way, directly or indirectly, is trying to directly or indirectly own Bitcoin. So that's part of the confusion that I have whenever we drop in the market. I'm like, we know that they're all here. We know that the institutions are here. We had that other video sometime last week that I made where Kevin O'Leary was like, yeah, the institutions just aren't here. And I had 38 tabs basically showing that every major bank on the planet and all of the largest hedge funds are in it. So if the big dogs are into crypto, we can assume that everyone else who is lower than them monetarily, I'm air quoting like crazy right here, is probably also desperately trying to get into the cryptocurrency space as well. Very popular news. It's all over the place. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. That's crazy. How did this happen? And here's the actual SEC filing right here, just to show you, because I know people like to look at these things sometimes. I guess just to see the, So, yeah, that's it. Good luck to them. They probably don't need it because I'm pretty sure they've been planning for this for a very long time. So, I think all we can expect now, let's say by August, maybe even September, we should start getting like actual numbers of how much they got or received or purchased during this quarter. And people will also be shocked and surprised that they have $100 million worth of Bitcoin. And people will go, I didn't see that coming. That's absolutely insane. Anyway, that's, of course, all the rich people are here and they're buying up all the Bitcoin news because, we've gone over that 38,000 times before. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Cybersecurity firm Norton LifeLock has launched something called Norton Crypto, a tool allowing customers to safely, they say, mine cryptocurrencies through its Norton 360 product. From the 3rd of June, select 360 users will be invited to join Norton's early adopter program for Ethereum mining. Norton also plans to open up the mining service to all of its nearly 13,360,000 customers. That was weirdly worded. In the coming months. Norton emphasized that its service allows users to mine crypto without requiring that they switch off their antivirus software. Speaking to CNN Business, Norton noted that it plans to support mining of the other top cryptos that would allow our members to get the highest reward for their computing capacity. They said, while the company will start slow with the focus on helping customers safely mine Ethereum, Norton Lock is considering adding reputable cryptocurrencies in the future. So it's kind of cool. I mean, because if you're already using it and you just kind of join the program, you just get this is actual passive income. Don't expect it to be. Sometimes when things like this happen, like this is not the first time that some type of a thing like this has come forth. And a lot of people get really discouraged because they're expecting to make like $50 worth of Ether or Bitcoin per day. And it's like, no, you're probably going to make a couple of cents. But if you are a long-term holder, we've seen what Dogecoin was nothing and now it is something. So we've seen what 12 cents per half a day or an entire day, you know, that could be $50 in a couple of years. Anyway, the point is, it all does add up, especially as time ends up going on. So I think everyone's going to try and start to do something like this. And I think it's just the next logical step in where we're going. Same exact thing like that. What was it? Yesterday with the car that mines, I think in Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin when you park. Sure, why not? We're in the future. We can kind of do whatever we want. Anyway, that's the Norton mining Ethereum news. Let's move on. Next up, and I don't know how this is supposed to happen, but alas, here we are. Hungary, the country, plans to be the first country in the world to erect the statue of Satoshi Nakamoto as a life-size bronze bust of the Bitcoin creator, which will be displayed in Budapest. The bronze bust design is being constructed by two sculptors, Tamas Gili and Reka Gergely. The statue of Satoshi Nakamoto is being created to be erected in Budapest, Hungary, with the project is complete. The creators, yada, yada, yada. It says they don't know what this person looks like, so they have like initial sketches. It's supposed to be a figure with a hood on their head and a little circular bee emblazoned on their chest, symbolizing Bitcoin. Sure. What was the other country that we heard from before? I think it was Slovenia. They have a roundabout where there's like a gigantic bee, like the letter B, not like an insect, just like in the ground, kind of as you go around. It's fascinating that these things happen, and that I dare even say that they're allowed to like show them off in public. You would just, I would logically assume governments probably wouldn't care for a symbol of a currency directly like in one of their squares that has nothing to do with their currency. And I assume it's fascinating to see the symbol of Bitcoin and Satoshi Nakamoto having such a an actual profound effect on the entire world, because people will see this. They'll go, who is this about? They'll read the little plaque in front of it and they go, oh, I heard about Bitcoin before. Should I be buying some? It gets conversations going, and I wonder what the idea of this person and the symbol B will be in about a good 20 or so years, because a lot of the news that we get sometimes, especially when it comes to other countries, is that a lot of people are mining Bitcoin or mining Ether, in their basement where they're not allowed to do so. But they're using this money that they're getting from mining to be able to eat and stuff like that. So when your government doesn't help you, but this little box downstairs that's churning out numbers allows you and your family to eat, anyway, you understand what I'm saying. So this is also quite popular news. I assume we'll see. There's apparently also, I had no idea there was a Steve Jobs statue as well. That sounds also like something that people would do because, logic. Anyway, that's the Satoshi Nakamoto, I almost said Matoshi Sakamoto, statue news. Sure, why not? Have any of these been created in the States? I feel like they haven't. You would assume, like the Wall Street Bull and the little girl who's like standing in front of it, like, with her arms on her shoulders. Wait, her arms on her hips, her arms on her shoulders. Who's like staring down the bull. That someone would have also created some type of a statue of a Bitcoin-esque figure, also demonizing the bull. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the point is, Satoshi Nakamoto statue it's coming. So get ready, because it's going to be there. Next up, also in news that for some reason should not be news, because this is clearly being done to get publicity. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says China plans a $6.2 billion digital currency lottery for Beijing residents. So this news is being, first of all, China's very close, or rather they've already done it. They've already soft released their central bank digital currency. And the news is that they're doing it through a lottery, and everyone's going to be able to get some. And it's a really clever, but it's clearly coordinated. It's a really clever way to be able to get this out to people so that they have a whole bunch of it. They tell their friends, hey, the lottery last week, I won 50,000. I can't believe it. I'm going to go buy some new stuff. What did you win? I won this new digital currency. Oh my gosh, I also want some as well, because that's how human psychology actually works. But it's a really clever way to kind of get it out to the citizens and make sure that it's circulating to be able to buy things. And then people will start to accumulate more, because that's how humans work. But this is being touted as like the first time that this is taking place. And I looked around, and many people weren't announcing that this has been a thing for quite some time. This one says Shenzhen announces 20 million digital yuan giveaway. This is from like 2 months ago. This one says digital yuan lottery, financial blockchain rules in Shenzhen. This is from December of 2020. And this one says 95% of winners in China's central bank digital currency lottery spent digital yuan prizes. This is from October 19th, 2020. They've been doing this for a very long time. I'm not sure why it keeps making news as if this is something revolutionary. We're probably going to have the exact same thing in other countries. Every country is now looking at the first country who does something, and they go, well, that worked out well for them. Let's do the exact same thing. How do you make sure that people start using these things? You offer them free money. You say, hey, you put in $1 and you have the chance to win 25,000. Not one big, gigantic, as we've gone over before, $100 million prize, but 1 million of you will be able to receive a huge portion of money. Everyone starts playing, everyone gets it, and then eventually you go into a store, they start accepting it, and yada, yada, yada. But this isn't new. This isn't something revolutionary. They've calculated exactly the easiest way to get this to people. You don't tell people to accumulate it themselves. You give them free money. These people then spend it. It starts to get circulated. Other people get it onto their phones as well, and that's how money, or this money, works. So that's the China news. Just thought I'd show you the older articles, because the internet does exist, so you can see what happened in the past, but not the first time this is taking place. Let's move on. Staying in the same country, crypto miners fleeing China's latest mining-focused crypto crackdown may turn to a nearby nation in a bid to continue doing business, with Kazakhstan increasingly looking set to provide a new home for those looking to set up shop outside mainland China. I don't know if we went over the news sometime last week as well. Rather, we must have gone over the initial news that China was going to be clamping down, if you will, on people who were mining cryptocurrencies who had not registered with them. We got news that a lot of these companies, or a lot of these institutions, whoever the heck they were who did not register, were planning on actually moving to America, or they were looking for a new space in Alaska or in Iceland, wherever it might be really, really cold, so that their computers can kind of function without having to have air conditioners on. And now the news, I guess the 3.0 of it, is that people are now looking to move to Kazakhstan, I guess because it's a lot closer than actually having to ship your equipment around the world. Per Cactus Media, the number of mining operations in the country is increasing, while mining entrepreneurs are getting richer, with the state happy, of course, to take a share of the profits. And it says it's somewhere around here. It says the media outlet noted that the Ministry of Digital Development The crypto mining industry in Kazakhstan is now worth 216 to 300 million US dollars per year. So of course the government wants it. It's a very the companies and the governments who are making tons of money off of doing absolutely nothing in this space is absolutely phenomenal. It's the same exact way. I don't know if you saw, and I must have spoken about this before, the money that Tesla made from their initial purchase in Bitcoin. As Bitcoin's price increased, they as a company had never made that much money before, I think, actually selling their cars. So it was just buying and holding Bitcoin made them, I think, 1.5 billion or 1 point something billion. Anyway, so it's the same exact thing here. Like, I don't want to use the word commend, but I think it's interesting when governments have the foresight to be like, okay, this is going to be a major industry. We have sunlight. Other countries that have sunlight don't want to let people use it, so let them come here, use our electricity. We as a country can benefit from it, incredibly greatly. If crypto is still in its, very nascent, we are still in 1999 form, $300 million per year, this will be a multi-billion-dollar industry just in that country, and the government will also benefit from it. Anyway, so we keep getting news about this all the time. I feel like the environmental crypto news is slowly dwindling because Elon Musk isn't tweeting about it anymore. But heaven help us if he starts tweeting again, because it's just going to cause a lot more problems. I think he said, I don't remember. I think he said something about Doge like a day or two ago, and that was also part of the reason why people believe that the price actually spiked up. Sure, why not? As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plum Tomato, Umnu, Wishniki, The Letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy655, and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shasho, VB Nerd, 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pat Turn Noster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd, Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moha Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch, Just Everyday and Cowskips, Leg Day, Yester Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mouse Gunner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigera Macho Nisa, All Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a comment, or who has newly subscribed or has subscribed in general. Hello out there. At the moment, Bitcoin is up by 3.87%. We hit 39,000. I think that was right here. Went down a tiny bit. This always happens. The crypto market, they're following Bitcoin quite closely. But you can tell that a lot of the altcoins are just really ready to go at this point. Binance coin is up by 8.5%. Dogecoin is up by 8.6%, still off of the energy of it being listed on Coinbase Pro. Polkadot is up by 13.4%. Uniswap is up by 2%. Solana is up by 15%. Theta token is up by 12%. VeChain Thor is up by 6%. Monero is up by 15%. I assume that's off of the news that we had yesterday of the atomic swaps that Monero and Bitcoin will, even maybe now have. I don't know the time frame for that. Tron is up by 3%. OKB is up by 23%. Sure. Neo is up by 10%. Kusama is up by 15%. Shiba Inu token is up by 10.7%. IOTA is up by 13% as well. Holy golly. PancakeSwap is up by 6%. Celsius is up by 7%. Cosmos is up by 13 percentile points. Algorand is up by 17%. Huobi token is up by 6.7%. RuneChain Thor is up by 9.8%. Luna is up by 3%. Leo is up by 6%. Avalanche, ironically enough, is up by 10%. And yeah, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having and continue to have or might potentially have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. My nose keeps touching the microphone. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.